Imagine your future self comes and says to you, everything you want is going to happen. Would you believe it? The answer better be yes, because unless you believe it, it's not going to happen. You need to be fully committed to your future self, and journaling is a brilliant place to convince yourself that everything you want is going to happen. Everything you want is already yours. The emotion that can be cultivated through journaling is major. It allows you down on a crazy path that will radically transform your life. Here are some journal prompts ideas. You can incorporate that into your writing. Let's get started. Let's get started by describing your dream as much details as possible. How achieving your dreams looks and feels like. What activities that makes you most alive and fulfilled? And how does that matter to you? And how does that relate to your dream? What inspires you? Just let your pen flow on the page. Connecting to your future self will help you to make decisions that align to your long-term aspiration and value. By actively connecting with your future self, ultimately will make your dream a reality. Your future self will see things differently. They have different relationships. They have different freedoms. They will have different daily activities and experiences. In your journal, write down as much details as possible about your future self. Here are some questions that you can use as a starting point. What do you stand for? How much money do you make? What kind of clothes do you wear? How do you interact with other people? Where do you live? How do you see your present and future? Who are your friends? What fascinates you is your normal for your future self. What inspires you of being is the normal qualities of your future self. Write down these normal qualities of your future self. When you write, it can be also inspired from the opposite angle of your future self. For example, for me, what fascinates me, what frees me up is my determination to say no to anything that don't contribute to my mental health. Like the wrong people environment. It inspires me and motivates me to not even allow this contamination in my life for a second. It inspires me and motivates me to not even allow anything that don't contribute to the goals that I want to focus on. I see my future self as this disciplined, confident, determined version of me on her own skin. You can write about the day-to-day activities your future self will be doing. Would your future self do the most important tasks first thing in the morning? Would your future self prioritize rest? You can also write about the skills your future self have, how easy it becomes for your future self to do a certain task. Just let your pen flow on the page. Your future self calls you out that your daily mission is to work on your future self. Imagine you're having a conversation with your future self. Your future self tells you that the expectation and the excitement you have is real. It's exactly the outcome that you will expect. It's exactly will happen the way that you expect. That you will be successful. Because when you are in this emotional state, it will bring you a lot more ideas that you can execute, but it also requires courage to accomplish. But the emotions is exactly what will upgrade your subconscious and ultimately make your dream a reality. Your non-negotiable steps. What are the steps that are necessary for you? What things will you incorporate to your day-to-day life? What habits you need to form or break to support your journey. Be very clear and honest about that in terms of what needs to be done to move forward. Visualization, actually spending time imagining your future self and future life, is a really good one. Write down all the things you need to commit fully to your future self and future life, and so that you know the work that you put in. Your default choices. You now see committing fully to your future self, future life, and your goals are much more important than anything else. Your writing is the perspective of your future self. Think in terms of the long-term aspiration. Think in terms of the consequences of the action you take today. How would your future self feel about the decision you make today? When you face distractions, other opportunities, what is your default choices in facing things like that? What would you condition yourself choosing? What is your default choice of actions? In order to achieve your goals, you also have to believe in them. What is your chosen belief system? What is your chosen mindset? Do you have goals for how you think about things? Lay out all the pathways and incorporate them into your system. And by doing so, you know that you will connect to your future self. Finally, reviewing your goals and vision. Where are you now? What were your wins from the last 90 days? What are the wins you want for the next 90 days? Where do you want to be in 3 years? Where do you want to be in 1 year? By looking at the recent achievement, it will help you to cultivate a sense of momentum and movement. This will give you confidence with each step you take. And when you honor this achievement, you will move from a higher and greater place.